1, 2. Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't say this is a new setup, but what you can't see, I'm looking at a third screen now. So I got my two screens here, and we got the main screen. Okay, so let's see, we're gonna bring this down, and then we're gonna. Sorry, I'm so unprofessional. Holy. Oh my gosh. Not too bad. What do you think? What do you think about this little stream here? Cha-ching! Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Boom, boom. Tss, tss, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Yay, yay. Yeah. Let me just quickly message my aunt. Absolutely. Whoops. Absolutely. Exclamation point. Okay, let's see what's in the news today. So, let's see. Okay, I missed Powerball. Wow, lot. A lot of news. Okay, number one. Since I'm a martial arts instructor, since I teach martial arts, all right, that's a better way of putting it, I think. Since I teach martial arts and fitness, I think it's important to have fitness. Where's the chat box, though? Hold on. Where is the chat? I don't see it. Does anybody see the chat? Has anybody seen the chat bar? Hello? Hold on a second, guys. I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing here. It's kind of embarrassing, actually. Um, hmm. Alright, I guess what I'll have to do is I've done this in the past. I go onto my stream itself and just look on the chat there. So, where there's a will, there's a way, right? In the past, I go onto my mute that. Actually, play that, mute that. You can now put people in timeout ranging from 10 seconds to 24 hours. Got it. Okay. Cool. U.S. physical inactivity has become a crisis within a crisis. Okay. So I guess the crisis itself is overall health, and the inactivity is a big part of it, right? And I agree with that. As animals, we supposed to be active, right? Running, jumping, climbing. Okay. Instead of sitting around all day, all right? Here, as I sit on my chair talking to you. Physical inactivity in the United States has become a crisis within a crisis. A new study published in the American Journal of Medicine investigated the link between social vulnerability and physical activity and found that they're strongly associated. Okay, so what is social vulnerability? Social vulnerability is the susceptibility of social groups to the adverse impacts of natural hazards, including disproportionate death, injury, loss, or disruption of livelihood. Okay, so social vulnerability is basically the overall health of society, the safety and health of health and safety of overall society. Okay, and physical activity is important, huh? Well, here's what I'll say about that. I might catch heat for this, but I gotta fix this website. I have a free guide here, and I'm posting this in the comments. Copy that. Okay, now I'm gonna go down to the chat here, and I'm posting this in the live chat. There we go. This is a free training guide. Print yourself for free on front and back letter paper, or you pay me $22.99 and I will print, sign, and ship it to you. Okay, I do have to change that to 2024, but what we're going to look at here is the first mythical beast, which is the bull Pegasus. The bull Pegasus is a bull with wings made out of pure energy like a lightning bolt. And it comes out of this ring that's floating in space. Once you get your first magic crystal. So inside of that is the spirit of the bull Pegasus. And that teaches fitness. So this is not in order because it's a print and fold, but we're looking at this right here, the bull Pegasus fitness test. And you have a 45-second max, which means you set your timer for 45 seconds and you do these 3 exercises in a row. So 45 seconds of push-up toe touch, write your score here. 45 seconds of sprawl jump, write your score here. And 45 seconds of high knees, write your score there. And you do that again. After your first set of high knees, you do your second set, push-up toe touch, sprawl jump, high knees, and then go back again. So it's a 15-second, I set it with a 1-minute interval bell, so there's a 15-second rest in between each 45-second max, and it comes out to 9 straight minutes of action. This times 3 and times 4 is for points, so you get bullets here for each. You do 10 push-up toe touches, right? And then you do another 10, and then the last set you're tired, you do 8. So you got 28 times 3. That's, let's see, 60, 84. 84 bullets. Wow. And then you're going to get a score based on how many times you hit the target, and that target could be this bull Pegasus here, or you could set up a different target. So that's the League of Champions, Master Luki's League of Champions Bull Pegasus fitness test. As you can see here, there's one magic crystal, and that's like a white belt. And let's see. We're gonna go to YouTube, and we're gonna put Master Luki, and we're gonna go Bull Pegasus. Okay, 29 seconds. Whoa. Okay. What's this? 11/4/23. Whoa, 30 views. Okay. Okay, fitness. Oh, we'll look up live. Nothing? Wow. Okay. Where's my notepad? I'm gonna write this and make a note here. Oh. To do. Okay. Bull Pegasus. Find full workout and screen capture. Plus, make it into a short. 2 videos. 1 long, 1 short. Alright. Cha-ching. This is easier that way. Okay. With the zoom through these stories, try to get back in the back in what is it? Current. Get back current. We looked at the scale and were startled, so we made a vow. Okay. There she is. This is the before picture. She won an Emmy. Oh, this looks like it might be after here. Oh, that's pretty commendable. What'd you get? 100 pounds lost? Congratulations. And that's probably just from starting to be aware of things. Back in December 2021, my husband Brendan and I decided to buy a scale. Neither of us had weighed ourselves in a while, and we knew the pandemic's effects were weighing on us both physically and mentally. Getting on the scale, I was alarmed. My weight had risen to 200 pounds. Sheesh. And my husband's 240. 200 was the heaviest I ever was. I actually broke 200 after a fight when I was, in my 20s. And I was just eating. It looked like somebody put a pin in me and inflated me. My head just... It's not too bad now, but I'm starting fasting again, so I'm gonna go like this. Fast forward to May 2022. I had dropped 20 pounds and I was trying my best to switch my diet and exercise regularly as I found that just taking the dog out for his daily walks was not doing the trick. Yeah, walking is not gonna do the trick. We're gonna have to do some strength training, some dieting, some cleansing. At this time, my husband kept putting his efforts at losing weight to the side. He would constantly say, "I'll start on Monday." Oh boy. That's what I said. I'm starting Tuesday now. I feel you, brother. I'm starting Tuesday. Sunday. Today's Sunday, right? Today's Sunday. Tomorrow's Christmas, Monday, and I'm starting Tuesday. I don't want to be the odd person out not eating at Christmas. Although I could just say, I'm I'm fasting to heal my leaky gut. I could say that, but I'm gonna eat. I got some Dino Tracks. That's gonna be my last meal, but I made them so hot with habanero powder. MC Dummy. That's me. I'm the master of ceremonies, I guess, huh? I'm honored that you would call me that, considering you're a master yourself. So, thank you for recognizing me as a master. I know you don't agree with everything that I do, but just like in the martial arts, we can have two different styles, but still show each other respect. And then battle. Merry Christmas Eve to you, sir. We're reading a story here about somebody who was 200 pounds. Now, let's see. Oh, 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 oh. Let's see. So she says, my husband's parents suggested trying the keto diet as it can quickly shed pounds. Yeah, it's not sustainable though. Any weight loss protocol, you're gonna want to do something that's healthy, not a quick fix, because it will come back then. So opt for a lifestyle change. Keto is not a healthy option for someone with risk of high blood pressure and apparently diabetic. Dr. Jubb told me something about that recently. He said that diabetes is not actually from sugar, it's from protein. So here they are. Wow, that's noticeable. She doesn't look 200 pounds here, but you can't really see the whole body. And she looks happy here. Wow, congrats. And he's got a little sweat going. Congrats, guys. We spent I don't know. We need to see this? Let me fix my head here. Fixing my head, Londos. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to fix my head here. It's Merry Christmas? Why? Because it's Christmas Eve, or I don't get it. What are you saying? Why is it not Merry Christmas Eve? Why is it Merry Christmas instead? Just because it might as well? Is it a is it something that I don't understand about this being, even though it's Christmas Eve, it's actually Christmas? It's a 2-day thing. Explain yourself. I can't I can't just look at your words and figure out what you're saying because it's only 4 words. Everything changed. Here we go. Finally, everything changed on March 6th, 2023, when my husband found out he was the recipient of an all-inclusive trip to Maui at the end of May, based on his performance in his sales job in the technology industry. Oh, he's like you, a salesman for the industry. On that day, my husband and I weighed in on our scale. We both knew we were nowhere near any shape to go to one of the most beautiful places on earth and enjoy ourselves. I weighed 225 pounds, a startling number. I had gained back the 20 pounds I lost, whoops, plus an additional 25 pounds. It was the heaviest I'd ever been. Brendan weighed in at 260, also his heaviest. We both looked at each other and vowed to start our weight loss journey together that very day. Yeah, I'm starting a journey myself. It's a focused fitness mission where the 2 days I'm cutting down to 2 days at the gym, Monday and Wednesday. And Friday I'm gonna do band practice instead of training. Music practice. So Monday, Wednesday, I'll still work out on Friday, but Monday and Wednesday I'll go to the gym and then work out after that. Extra fitness after jiu-jitsu practice and Muay Thai practice. So Friday I'll just do fitness training, maybe body, like power building to get some size. I'm also going to be fasting more, which is kind of a continuation of what I've been doing. The goal is to get skinny, shredded, and slightly muscular. I'm not going to be bulky, but if I can shred down the muscles as small as they are, if they can bulge, they'll pop. So I'll actually look muscular, even though my muscles aren't big compared to somebody else. They'll be big compared to my skinny body, if that makes sense. And martial arts, you really don't have to be big and muscular. You want to be strong for your weight class, and fast and agile and flexible. There's other attributes besides size and strength. But let's see. My biggest tip for anyone trying to eat healthier. Whilst we don't strictly eat organic, switching our menu to include mostly whole foods was the game changer. All right. Buying whole foods requires you to be mindful of your eating. I did want did not want to be wasteful, so I made daily efforts to prepare the food. Luckily for me, I love getting creative in the kitchen, so I remade our favorite recipes but healthier. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, in the beginning, we used fasting and lived in a calorie deficit. For two people who consumed thousands of calories on a typical day beforehand, this change got our metabolisms back in action. By the end of our Maui trip, my husband and I were both down 40 pounds each. We were ecstatic about our results and even more excited to be feeling good about ourselves going to Maui. But that was just the beginning. Oh, shortly before Maui, we decided to join the gym. We had belonged to gyms before, and we'd go for about a month and then never return and forget to cancel our membership, so keep paying it for the next year until we finally realize, oh man, these people must be rich. Paying for a gym membership that you don't use? You're not noticing $100? Sheesh. Send that my way. My husband suggested checking out the local Lifetime Lake Houston gym. Lifetime is a really good gym. Take a look at this. Lifetime Lake Houston. Lifetime.life. Humble, Texas. Here we go. Look at it on Yelp. 3 stars? Ooh. What's going on here? Oh. Luke C. Oh. Member of Lifetime for 8 years. Walk in today to update card. I tell them I'd like to cancel the wifey's membership because she doesn't use it. I was paying $78 a month for 8 years, had access to both clubs. Tell them I want just access to the small club, not all locations. No need. They tell me I'm currently paying $129 a month for both of us, and I've had access this whole time to all clubs. Okay, first screw up, but we'll roll with it. Owning my own business, I've seen it all. I knew the next part would be good. With canceling Rachel and just keeping you on the rate will only go to 100 a month for this club only. I asked for this club only 6 months ago and it was $78. Proceed to show billing statements. So not only did they not listen to what I wanted, they raised their rate, cut me off from other clubs, and lost a customer today. On top of that, there are only 6 squat racks, of which they try and keep you off for signature members. LOL. Kiss my ASS. Not big into rants, but as a business owner, I understand inflation. But when your S-hole club hasn't updated a single piece of equipment, nothing has changed but the customer service. And it's worse. Okay. Wow, Amy didn't like the day pass. Okay. Um, Byron says mismanagement. Um, the spa not too good. I went in there to get a facial. They said they didn't want to sell their services. I had to pull teeth to get them to want to sell me. The spa really needs someone that's into sales. Now I see why it's always dead. I asked what kind of services. She told me massages and facials. Can they go into details? It's a spa, I know that. Haha, I ended up walking away. When asked if they had a page where I can see the work, like IG, the answer was yes, and both looked at me. I waited for them to provide me with the page. There was crickets, nobody moved. Then I inquired about the IG page. At that point, I got the hint that they didn't want to take care of me. Aw. I wish this review could be more positive, as I have for the past 5 years been a member. I recently um, downgraded my membership. The front desk were rude. Okay, so it seems like the Texan Lifetime workers not enjoying the job. Let's take a look here. I mean, that's a pretty bad rating. Less than 3 stars. Ooh, they got pickleball. I always was under the impression that Lifetime is a whoa, dude. How much is that? Looks like 6 plates. Bro. 295 pounds. Alright. I don't know. Pickleball league. Here you go. I began strength training and cardio. I'm not one for classes. I tend to enjoy the me time I get at the gym. But my husband works from home, so getting out of the house to be active was tremendous for him. One of the biggest challenges was managing my diabetes. Diet and exercise play a huge role in the way my body processes the food I eat and the way it can affect my blood sugar. I still use old school methods to control it, but with a new diet and exercise program, I experienced uh, many episodes. Okay, okay. She had to adjust, huh? Oh, decreased insulin by half. That's huge. Brendan's biggest challenge was late at night. Oh boy, that's parasites. I'm telling you from experience, those bad boys, they're active at night. And that's the major time when you need to actually go to sleep because um, your hormones, you want to lose weight, you want to build your body, it's hormones. And that's something that I'm trying to figure out because it's 10:40. I'm supposed to be in bed 9:30. 9:30 in bed, 10 o'clock sleeping, and that's the circadian rhythm to release melatonin. And that doesn't change. Like if I miss 9:30, it's not going to happen. But I created this Red Owl News and I trapped myself in this cycle now that I'm going to be up. I don't know. What do you think? If you're watching, it's just me and you, Lundos. If you're watching on, not live, but if you're watching on the replay and you're watching this part right now, let me know what you think. Because what's the point of me streaming at night instead of sleeping? I'm supposed to be a health coach, right? It says Life Food Certified Health Coach, and I'm looking dead tired all the time. I'm looking like death so I can stream to no one for no reason. So what's the point, Londos? Is it a joke? I get what you're saying there in your comment. I'm not going to read it, but haha. I can't exactly say what stopped this from happening for him, but I think transitioning our bodies to not rely so much on sugar had a lot to do with it. We've been together since 2013, and the last decade I've never witnessed us be so committed to the same thing other than each other. We relied heavily on each other for moral support and motivation of getting up and going to the gym consistently until the point where we are now. It's just a habit for us. It's the most healthy habit we've ever adopted and one we wished we had done sooner. Getting the trip to Maui motivated us in the beginning, but now the results and the feeling of being a healthy person is what motivates us every day. Good one, Londos. Wah, wah, wah. Boom, boom. As of right now, I'm 165, down 70 pounds from my peak. Brendan's at 220, 210, down 50 from his. Ho ho! That's an attractive couple. Nice hair. Wow. I love that long hair on a girl. And I bet she loves that mustache. That's what I hear anyway. I'm going to shave mine January 1st. I don't know. What do you think? Now the holidays are upon us and food's plentiful and we're allowing ourselves a few indulgences, but staying mindful and intentional about everything we do. Oh, I'd like to join a regular gym. Just get away from the gym. Get away from the dojo for once in a while, you know? Not have to train anybody. Just go in, throw some weights around, feel strong, Get sore. We also have eliminated alcohol from our diet. Nice. Which I credit a lot of my husband's weight loss. He would typically pour whiskey on a Friday night after a long work week. Nowadays, we began to incorporate carbs back because they give us energy and nutrition. And we focus on eating protein, okay, which is apparently common practice to to help you feel strong, I guess. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much common practice, right? Even for vegans, gotta get your protein. Today I'm focused on being able to do my first pull-up. Yeah, those are tough. I can only do five in a row. I've been able to reach down and touch my toes for the first time in my life and do my first push-up. Wow, they need a these two need a round of applause. Let's make this common practice. Let's get everybody healthy. Weights and pickleball. Nice, guys. All right. Ancient exercise shown to improve sleep and memory. December 13th, my lucky number. An ancient exercise has been scientifically proven to improve sleep quality, memory, and cognition. Using modern technology, researchers from the Armed Forces Medical College in India studied the effects of yoga nidra practice. Okay, let's take a look here. 20 minutes, 10 minutes. What's yoga nidra? The most general description of the practice is that it combines guided mental imagery with a specific yoga posture called shavasana, corpse pose. The goal of yoga nidra is to promote a profound state of relaxation, which differs from sleep inasmuch as there is still an awareness of one's surroundings. Okay, that's cool. Rotation of awareness through the body, awareness of prana, awareness of feeling and emotion. Oh, when should you not do it? When you have depression, trauma, and severe mental health conditions. So I can't do this? Dang. What happens if you fall asleep? Nothing. Okay. Safe and accessible for many people. Sometimes it's not appropriate. Severe mental health conditions. It can bring up intense emotions or memories. Dang. Even just thinking about that makes me want to cry. Holy. I'm pretty unbalanced, huh? Yoga Nidra 20-minute guided meditation. I'm just going to pull this up for poop and giggles. Unlike more active forms of yoga, which focuses on muscle control, breath, and physical posture, Yoga Nidra involves entering a state of conscious relaxation between waking and sleep, performed by lying still. It's a powerful technique if done effectively. So, what are the results? They enlisted 41 healthy volunteers and did tests and 2 weeks of this stuff here, and then analysis. The study showed faster brain processing with accuracy and also improvement in nighttime sleep. Subjectively, there was an improvement seen in both the sleep duration and sleep quality. All right. I should do yoga. I'm very unbalanced. Yeah. I'm teetering. I'm on the edge, Londos. Some days I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm just going to be honest, man. Maybe I shouldn't be honest. Maybe I should pretend everything's okay. put on a mask for the public and keep my personal life private. Jason Oppenheim. Some realtors see no problem with a Jew representing Kanye in sale of Malibu estate. Okay. Dang. Looking a little haggard, that estate. Jason Oppenheim, president and founder of the famed Oppenheim Group, is now representing Kanye West in the sale of his Malibu beachfront estate, and there's been some criticism. Oppenheim should not represent an anti-Semite, but we've contacted some high-end retailers who feel it's absurd to have a litmus test on which clients they will represent. Well, oh gosh. What are those meetings like, huh? What are those meetings like? I mean, God, I'll probably get canceled for saying this, but it seems like the bottom line. It's the bottom line, is what it is. The bottom line is the bottom line, and that's it. If you don't like me, but you can make me some money, that's it that matters. My old friend Benny, rest in peace, Benny. That's it that matters. That was his line. That's it that matters. Rest in peace, Benny. Bam Margera, I'm engaged. Okay. Um, what do you think about that, Londos? This guy is engaged now. Congrats, maybe? Should we say congrats? Bam Margera proposed to his girlfriend, Danny Marie, and she accepted. The former Jackass star and pro skateboarder tells TMZ he popped the question October 27th in New Hope, Pennsylvania, at the home of pro skater Ed Duffy. Dang, he's got a lot of tattoos. Is that her belly? She might have a lot of tattoos too. Bam and Danny dated for about 6 months before he dropped to one knee and proposed. And Bam tells us he kept the engagement mostly under wraps, only telling a few people. Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, to be honest. You really gotta be comfortable with yourself if you're gonna propose in front of people. But who is he? Why should you care? No, I'm just asking, like, what do you think about marriage? Because you and I are both divorced. Are you trying to get married again? Or are you kind of turned off to the whole idea? I'm talking about, not being with somebody forever, like actually signing the documents. And what do you think about 6 months? That seems like not a long time. 6 months compared to the rest of your life? I think you should probably date a little longer than that. Oh, at least a year, right? A year and live together first? They say if you live together, you're less likely to get married, and that's a good thing. Don't get married without test driving it first, right? You can't afford it? Hmm. I thought you were rich, though. It's unclear when they're going to be walking down the aisle, but the engagement is another sign things are looking up for Bam. Okay. 100 days sober. He's working out, skateboarding again, and got granted monitored visits to see his son. Mm. That's the progression. I went through that too. You have to pay for a court ordered supervisor, and that's got to be, I think, 6 months, 3 months or 6 months. And I'm not sure what happens after that because my situation was that I went from court ordered supervision in a facility to court ordered supervision outdoors or not in a facility like in the mall, at a park, yada yada. Um, and then, oh God, I'm gonna cry again. And then we got my mom to be the court ordered supervisor. And that's pretty much where it legally stands right now as far as the actual court order. But um, the relationship with my ex has improved to the point where, I can see my sons without my mom. I just, confirm it with their mom. But I think this is a good thing for Bam that he's got a woman who's motivating him to be a better person, a better man. She's the main reason why he's sober and turning his life around. Mazel Tov. Is Bam Jewish? Or is she Jewish? Or is the writer Jewish? Who wrote this? Well, congratulations. Londos, you said was. I don't know what was means. You got to speak in sentences because I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry, I forget what I said, and you're responding to something I said a while ago, but now I don't remember what it was. FDA says it seized thousands of units of counterfeit Ozempic. Ozempic is the diabetes medication that's all the rage now for people to take a shortcut to weight loss, as popularized by celebrities like Oprah and Shannon Osbourne. It's got dangerous side effects though, and it's being abused. It's like black market now. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration warned Thursday that it seized thousands of units of counterfeit versions of the type 2 diabetes drug Ozempic from the U.S. drug supply chain, and it's urging suppliers, pharmacies, and patients to use caution. 5 people got sick in connection with the products, but none has been serious. So, semaglutide. What I think, they're never going to really tell you the full story here, but what I think is that Ozempic is the brand name. They're charging you up the wazoo for this product, which is probably cheaply made, and they're trying to crack down on boot. What's the word when you get off-brand, off-label? You know that it's not actually a a different chemical. It's actually the same semaglutide, which is probably easy to make in a lab, but It's a different company making it. It's made in somebody's, kitchen or something, and they're calling it a fake, but it's really just an off-label or off-brand version. So, because there's a relationship between the FDA and the drug maker Novo Nordisk. Oh shit, I forgot. I don't know if I could say these type of things. I might get a strike on my channel again. Dang it! I gotta watch out with my conspiracy theories. I can't say the moon landing is fake. 9/11 was a controlled demolition. I can't say anything about COVID or 5G or some type of connection there. Gosh, let me just go to a new story. It's amazing. I put so much effort into trying to monetize my channel, and then I could just throw it all away in but just like 30 seconds. Hours and years. Hours, day, adding up to adding up to hours and days over the span of years. Meanwhile, my kids are in a home with another man, without me and another guy. Um, my one son had to go to therapy because I wasn't there after being his primary care provider for 5 years, and then all of a sudden gone. And I did nothing to remedy the situation. I just selfishly and stupidly came up with a plan to reinvent the wheel, apparently. And here I am. No money and not much not much else. I don't even have my health anymore. I'm broken. Shoot. Dr. Jubb told me to stay positive. US life expectancy lags. Nutritional deficiency is overlooked. Nutritional deficiency is far from a leading cause of death. You think that, but that's because they're not accounting for the connection of food and disease. Educational purposes. What do you mean, bro? What's educational purposes, Londos? You you you're trolling me with these phrases. Oh, educational purposes when I talk about conspiracies? Nah, it has to be entertainment purposes. I don't think it has to be education. I don't think I could say educational. It's got to be entertainment. But thanks, that's a good idea. I could say something like, this is for entertainment only. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. Don't take this literally. You know, it's just a conspiracy. Got it. That's good. Thank you for that. More than 21,000 people died from malnutrition in 2022, according to data from the U.S. Centers from Disease Control and Prevention. More than doubling over the past 5 years, and a 20% spike in mortality between 2021 and 2022 put nutritional deficiency among the top 5 factors with a negative effect on life expectancy estimates for 2022. Poor nutrition is most deadly for the oldest Americans. More than half of the deaths attributed to nutritional deficiency in 2022 were among those 85 and older. But deaths have increased across nearly all age groups. Okay. Well, just as you're not an MD, you're a peanut. Okay. Good one. Just as a warning, I'm going to end at 11:15. I'm going to try to get to bed before midnight tonight. What I'm going to say about this, as a breatharian, what I believe. Now, just keep in mind, I'm not an MD, I'm not a doctor. Oh, I'm a nut. I'm a health nut. Okay, thank you, Lundos. I'm actually, let's see. I'm actually joking when I say this, and I don't really believe it, and I don't want you to believe what I'm saying. Just take this as entertainment, okay? What I'm saying is this. What a breatharian believes is that the bacteria lining the gut is where nutrition comes from. When you eat something, most people think the chemicals produced by the stomach and your digestive, chemicals and stuff breaks down the food, and then you absorb that. And that's not actually what happens. What happens in actuality is the chemicals break down the food. That's true. Your stomach juices break down the food, and what happens is the bacteria eats that. The bacteria lining the intestine, it's called a microbiota. And that is what actually eats the food. And then that gets its energy. Depending on the type of food you eat, you're going to have different types of bacteria. And that bacteria basically poops. And that product is what gives us nutrition. Now, poop might be a strong word that's not accurate, but remember, I'm just joking. But basically, we get our nutrition from the bacteria lining the gut. How does that relate to this story? When you get to be a certain age, the bacterial count is going to go down, especially in a lifetime of taking antibiotics. What's the other one? Pesticides, herbicides, fungicides. They indiscriminately kill everything, including the bacteria in your gut. So if you don't eat organic, you're getting pesticides. It's burning the inside of your gut, giving Crohn's disease. That's when you're supposed to have these finger-like projections all along the inside of the intestine. It creates such an enormous surface area. But the acid of the food, and that's that could be even if you're eating organic but the wrong ingredients, you can get acidic an acidic bolus, an acidic fecal matter in your intestine. But then even more so, now you got these pesticides, herbicides, and other chemicals. It's really destroying the environment, both out in the world and inside the gut. So by the time 85 comes around, as written about in this story here, you're looking at a situation which is very sterile. Instead of a forest, instead of a garden, you got like a stainless steel countertop. So where's the nutrition coming from? I already said that you don't get the nutrition from what you eat. You get the nutrition from the bacteria. And that is a situation that, to a certain extent, becomes like a scar, but you can rehabilitate soil. And that's been proven lately with regenerative agriculture, and the same thing can be done to your gut. If you want to learn more about regenerative agriculture for your microbiota, feel free to message me, send me a message or make a comment here and let me know how we can get in touch, and I'll guide you. Let's do one more quick story here. We got. Okay, this is an interesting story because you know that the chemical fertilizers that they use for non-organic food is nitrogen based. So that's interesting. How's this guy gonna die? A judge in Alabama will decide. I'm against the death penalty, by the way. I'm 100% down for rehabilitation. A judge in Alabama will decide if a new method of execution using pure nitrogen gas can be used for the first time. Two other states are considering the method as an alternative to lethal injections after a spat spat a large number of similar things or events appearing or occurring in quick succession. Okay. So after a bunch of in a row botched executions, Kenneth Eugene Smith, convicted of a 1988 murder, argued his lawyers argued the method's unconstitutionally cruel. On Wednesday, they urged the judge to block his January 25th execution using nitrogen hypoxia. Hypoxia is what? Suffocation? Oh, God. Oxygen is not available. Okay. What are symptoms? Restlessness, headache, confusion, anxiety, rapid heart rate, rapid breathing, difficulty breathing, or shortness of breath. Oh my God. Do I have hypoxia from a natural gas leak in my building? How can I fix this, guys? Somebody watching this. I need help. I think there's natural gas leak in the building. Somebody who stayed with me for like 2 weeks, she said she smelled it in the second floor apartment. And this year, um, I became I started to have dark thoughts. I'm not going to say anything because I might get flagged for sensitive topics like self-harm. But I never thought of hurting myself until this year when I moved into this apartment. And I don't think it's for just because I'm getting older or whatever. I've had hair loss and I don't have anywhere else to live. Oh, AOC, hey. The method they're proposing is totally and utterly painless. So he's basically going to fall asleep, huh? I didn't know you were here. Good to see you. Happy Christmas over there in Oregon, right? Oh, you came in at the end. I'm gonna head off and probably after this story. You just go to sleep and don't wake up. Oh man, I'm scared now. I don't want to go to bed tonight. 11:11. I'm gonna make a wish. Please give me at least one more day. Give me one more day till tomorrow so I can have Christmas with my sons, and then I'll ask you again. I'll ask again for another day tomorrow. I have a mission that I think is really important for the whole world, not just me personally, to um, to fix the mistakes I made with my family, but also to fix some some like really bad mistakes that are going on in the world. So please let me live till tomorrow at least. Is it still 11:11? Let's see. My clock. It's 11:12 now. My clock changes from the time to the temperature to the date. Close, California. Oh, that's right, Silicon Valley. Cool. Thank you. I want to visit. I want to visit and I want to go to Silicon Valley. I'm just having a bit of a crisis these days. I'm sure it has something to do with the leak in this building, among other things. Turning 44 next year, trauma, um, leaky gut, physical injury, think that's most of it. Anyway, I don't want to. I don't want to complain. But let's see. Maybe we'll just go to the next story. An attorney for this guy says the execution method could expose his client to the risk of super added pain. Is that a word? Super added? I've never heard of that word before. Added to what has already been added. Okay. Super added. Come on out. 63 degrees and sunny today. Nice. I just need to come up with a business plan. I think I'm going to use AI. I'm going to use ChatGPT or some type of AI to come up with a business plan so I can get a tour bus and make money on the road. I'm in school right now online, so nothing's really holding me here except my part-time job babysitting. But that gig is not forever, so I have a little bit of time to plan something. When I was, I'll just give you a quick personal story. When I was 18, I saw the movie Easy Rider. I don't know if you ever saw Easy Rider. I also read a book called On the Road, and I also read a book called I've Been Down So Long It Looks Like Up to Me. And I found out about that last book from a line in a Doors song. I've been down so long, ba-doom boom, that it looks like up to me. Yeah. Jim Morrison, one of my heroes. I later found out he was a MK, CIA plant. Look up the movie, something about, shoot, now I can't remember. Magic Mountain? Was it Magic Mountain? I forgot. Something Hills. The place where Jared Leto bought his building. Sherman Oaks? I don't know. Anyway, I loved the Doors at that time in my life, and I got the brilliant idea of hitchhiking across America. My godmother, my mom's sister, and my aunt Lori lives in L.A. and my plan was to hitchhike across America and have a grand adventure and then end up in L.A. This was before fighting. COINTELPRO era. Right. Yeah, a lot of those 60s counterculture icons were actually planted. CIA. What is it? Managed. It's too late to think. Controlled opposition, stuff like that. Do you believe that? I guess you're supposed to be writing BS there, Lundos. Garbage. Londos, you know something? I'm not going to entertain your criticism. I already told you. You believe in the official story about the moon landing, 9/11, COVID, and whatever else. So we're not going to agree on a lot of stuff. But that's all right. You're entitled to your opinion, and so am I. And I'm sure there's evidence that we could both cite, but I won't call your views garbage, and that's the difference between the two of us. I will secretly mock you and judge you. I won't publicly mock you. um, okay. To carry out the method, a mask would be placed over Smith's face and fitted and sealed around his nose and mouth. The mask would then be used to replace breathable air with nitrogen, resulting in death from lack of oxygen. According to the execution protocol, the nitrogen would be administered for at least 15 minutes or 5 minutes following a flat line indication on the EKG, whichever is longer. Wow. That's for real, for real. I do something like that in training. Londos, I guess you don't mind me saying you're a proud Freemason to AOC. So he believes in a greater power. I hope I don't say this wrong because I'm not initiated. I went to one introduction. Londo says it wasn't a meeting and it doesn't count. But I thought about joining. I went to the lodge. All I got in was to the front room, which was a bar, and and then they went into the main room, and I left. Somebody was, I guess, getting his first degree that day or something. He was a young guy. Everybody else was there, and they went, and I don't know. I got the feeling like I could have. You ever see what's that movie? Eyes Wide Shut. When he like went to the meeting and he like went in, it was like they didn't tell me I couldn't go, but I guess I chickened out and I left when they all went to the main room. I feel like it was like not an invitation, but it wasn't an invitation. It was just like, oh, if you wanna come check it out, come. And I could have like peeked my head in. They would have been like there all like in a circle and looking at me and be like, all right, now you're in. Can't turn around now. But I have a stubborn personality. I'm a Taurus, and I don't want anybody in charge of me. So that's one reason why I didn't join. The other reason is that I didn't have the $275 because they sent me an email after that and saying that if I paid the dues, I'd have like three Masons check me out, like a forensic type of analysis of my life or something. Not happening. Yeah, I know it's not happening. This is like 10, 15 years ago, bro. I'm out. I can't join anymore. I'm not good enough. They wiped their hands. They went like this. I'm surprised you guys haven't taken me out yet. You're just gonna let me drown. I'm not your brother. 'Cause I didn't join. I'm not your brother. I'm what do you call the masses? Profane? I'm a I'm lesser. I guess we'll never know. What could have happened? I could have got made. I could have been a made man. Uh, that's not a conspiracy though. Anyway, I might as well go to midnight, right? It's 11:22. What do you think? Should I get to midnight? Then I could call this a Christmas special. Profane, yeah. Okay. Anyway. Let's see. Um, can induce nausea. Okay. What's natural gas made out of? Because my friend who stayed with me for a couple of weeks, she said she got nauseous when she went into the second floor. Is there nitrogen in natural gas? Go for it to midnight. All right, AOC, you gonna stay with me though? I'm only staying on because you stimulated my energy. Londos was being a drain. Methane. Methane is natural gas. She said they put something in it to because it doesn't have a smell by itself. Wellhead natural gas means. Hold on. How much nitrogen is in natural gas? Nitrogen. Okay. Typical analysis. I don't know what I'm looking at here. Why is nitrogen thermal efficiency? Okay, so they try to take it out. What percent of gas is nitrogen? 78% of air? Wow. You don't know what. What are you saying, AOC? The thing is, when you type in the chat, I might have said something like 30 seconds ago, and I'm dummy, so I don't remember what I said. And then you're responding to something that I said, but I don't remember what it was. So like methane. Okay, I get what you're saying. Sure, go for it, Luke. I'm pretty sure that was about going to midnight. But now you're saying, oh, I don't know. Meaning what? Are you gonna stick around? Is that what you don't know? Okay. Well, I'll go to I'll go to I'll go to midnight anyway. I might as well. So I don't know. Oh, what type of gas? Got it. Thank you. Um, yeah, natural gas. Apparently, she thinks there's a natural gas leak, and I think also my teacher, Dr. Jubb, thinks so too, because he was commenting on, that me, my mental state had a drop off that was sudden, and it's not something that him being an expert in brain function had seen. He'd seen things like that, but it was because of chemical. It was a chemical cause, not just like me getting older and getting more like depressed over the years. But for me to have such a drop off this year is most likely because of that. Um, Gosh, I'm getting lethally injected slowly. I gotta figure something out. This is not good. Not good. And I'm just like, I don't know. Not as concerned as I should be. Give kids a real shot at a healthy life. I want to. Wow, and they got a nice ad right there. Okay. Childhood obesity is stealing years. Hold on. Have I inspected your place for black mold? Oh man, AOC. There's so much I should do. There's definitely mold. I lived in the basement for years, and my hair got so thin. I mean, I still got my hairline, but it's like if I pull it, it's so much thinner than it used to. I used to have a thick head of hair till I moved into the basement of this building, and now it's thin. So that's definitely a sign of black mold exposure. Depression, anxiety. I mean, I'm gonna scare you off talking like this. I just, I don't know. I think maybe my health is so deteriorated that I don't even have the energy to do anything about it. Like, what could I do? Get plants? I don't have money for plants. I don't have money for an air purifier. I have an air purifier, but I think I got to change the filter. Dr. Jubb said this. I'm living in a kill box. It's a politically correct execution. Oh boy. I gotta get to Cali and get some fresh air. My friend Rick's in Cali. Let's see what he just sent me something on Instagram. Let's just take a little sneak peek. Little peek. Do I have health insurance? I have Medicaid.
I'm built different.
Oh shit!
Okay.
I'm built different.
Nice. I couldn't do that. Because I wouldn't use eggs. Diminishing the potential of an entire generation. Why are you sending me these? Like, there's no good news in any story. Actually, no, there was the weight loss journey before. That was cool. I guess you gotta take the bad with the good. The rise in pediatric type 2 diabetes and fatty liver disease, historically common only among adults. Wow. Most kids are born jaundiced, though. That's liver disease. The liver is supposed to produce bile, which moves chemically the food through the intestine, and because of the modern lifestyle and how mom eats and the air and the environment she lives in, the baby's born jaundice, which is a situation where the liver is already overwhelmed, overworked, and it doesn't ever clear up. So that's not surprising that kids are having fatty liver disease. Today's obese child will become tomorrow's heart disease, stroke, or cancer patient. Is this by design? Is this a a 1-2 combo from the food and drug industry? The food and drug industry, instead of the FDA, it's the FDI. The food and drug industry, they're working together. Modern medicine has rushed into the breach with aggressive treatments. Bariatric surgery among adolescents. Wow. While the FDA-approved weight loss drug Wegovy for teens and Ozempic tested on kids as young as 6, despite the drug's long-term effects being unknown. Sheesh. While we understand the need for medical intervention to improve children's health, surgery and medication should not be the norm for our kids. Thank you, Newsweek. Rick says because you're vegan. Yeah. Haha. Bingo. The factors fueling the childhood obesity epidemic are unsurprising. 2/3 of calories come from ultra-processed foods, which are high in chemicals and low in nutrients. Meanwhile, just 1/4 of children Engage in the CDC's recommended 60 minutes of daily physical activity. Wow. That's recommended, huh? Thoughts on ketogenic diet? Negative. I would say negative, AOC. Negative thoughts, you know. Um, what I'll say is this. What I'll say is this. There comes a time, this is my opinion, okay? I went over this with Lundos before. I don't know if you were watching. Before I wanted to figure out a way that I could speak freely and not get a channel strike. Because often I say things that are against CDC recommendations. So here's what I'll say. Do not take what I'm about to say seriously. It's only a joke. Okay? And that's it. I'm just joking. And take it for what it's worth. Excuse me. Alright. So, there comes a point in somebody's life, and I'm just going to speak from experience. Comes a point in somebody's life when you come to a crossroads. And the crossroads is a health issue. The crossroads is one way, which is the natural way, and the other way, which is the unnatural way. So, the natural way is believing that the human animal is an obligate frugivore. An obligate frugivore means that comparing our anatomy to all other animals, let me see if I have this chart here. Fuck it. I'll do it another time. Look up the frugivore chart. There's 44 categories of characteristics such as intestinal length, saliva acidity, the type of teeth we have, the fact that our eyes are in the front of our head, not on the side of our head. There's a bunch of them, but comparing our anatomy to other animals and then comparing the menu, the way that they eat, we fall into the category of a frugivore. It's not a herbivore. We can't eat grass, we can't eat grains, we don't digest them. It's not an omnivore and it's not a carnivore either. Now, you can eat anything and survive. That's been proven. People live in the Arctic on pure animal menu. People live on vegetarian menu, vegan menu, carnivore menu. The path that I follow, the path that I'm on, I'm just going to speak from personal experience, right? This is my channel. I'm not going to promote Joe Rogan's way. I'm not going to promote the Carnivore MD's way. I'm not going to promote Yogi Bhajan. I'm not going to promote any. I'm just going to promote my way, which is heavily influenced by Dr. David Jubb. He's the one who came up with this term Life Food Certified. And it has to do with his observation of Ann Wigmore, who coined the term living food. He looked at her program, the effects of that on live blood using phase contrast microscopes in the 80s, and he refined her living food menu to what he called life food. And I met him in 2005 and I became certified under him. So living food is like, raw vegan. I would say the closest thing to living food is raw vegan. Although raw is not a good word because you could just have like raw grains, you could have raw dairy, you could have raw flesh. But if you say raw vegan, it's closer. You could have, unsprouted grains which you can't digest, unsprouted beans which you can't digest. So living food is like, sprouted grains, sprouted beans. But life food, there's no grains, there's no beans. If you go to my website, Life Food Certified, there's an ingredients list. But I guess I'm getting off on a tangent. You asked me about the keto diet, and I was trying to say that there's a path that we all take. I'm just pulling up my website here, Life Food Certified. There's a path that we all take, and that's our life path. And there comes to be a point in everybody's life when you come to a crossroads. And this crossroads is oftentimes a health. There is a list right on the front page there. Okay, so this is like, all the ingredients that I use. You won't find any rice, you won't find any wheat, you won't find any beans, you won't find any animal products. And it's more than a menu, it's a cleanse as well of the liver, the gallbladder, the intestines, and the natural way of healing is to give the body a chance to heal itself. So, because we've become so dependent on these chemicals in the food, it's not recommended anymore just to do straight fasting. It's a whole protocol that Dr. Jubb designed over the years to minimize shock and what people would call cleansing reactions, which is like headaches, constipation, other things that can happen is like emotional trauma, because you have to continually cleanse. And if somebody just goes straight into water fasting and they haven't cleaned out the liver, gallbladder, and intestine, you could have an overload of toxins because you haven't opened up that pathway. As you're cleansing, as you're healing, the stuff is coming out of you and it's got to get all the way out. It can't just go from the cell and then just sit in the gut. We cleanse through the bowel, so you have to continually cleanse. And that's not something that's addressed on the keto diet. And the keto diet to me is code word for animal based. And that's the other pathway, which is dependence. The natural path is that you don't need anything to be healed. Everybody does eventually go on to the next world. And nobody's 100% healthy all the time. So, all of us, we're going to get to a point where we're going to need to do something. For me, it's leaky gut and the mental effects of that, which is depression and anxiety. I'm healing myself and I'm doing it the natural way instead of taking, you know, some type of drug or medicine like I used to do marijuana. I used to eat marijuana every day, and it was effective in reducing depression and anxiety. But it didn't heal it because without that, those feelings come back. So true healing is like, you're good. If you can heal, you don't need anything. And that's not going to be the end result of the keto diet or the carnivore diet. It's just going to lead to more dependence on animals. So if you and me we're tight, we're homies, we're family. I am going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you the truth that there's a way that you can heal and you can live, but you don't need anything. Yeah, healing the root. That's right, the cause. 100%. And healing in the training that I have is getting rid of anything that's going to stop the body from healing itself. Like healing comes from the inside out. It's not something that you need. Now you can take supplements, you can take herbs to to give to give yourself assistance, but eventually the result is emptiness. Like health is natural. Health is base one. Health is original. We can get back to that by getting rid of whatever is not supposed to be there. And so, yeah, long story short, keto, it can help somebody, I think, in a way because a lot of keto recipes don't have as many toxins as like a normal menu. If somebody goes from traditional or standard American diet to keto, they're going to be cutting out a lot of like artificial chemicals and stuff like that. Do I meditate? No. I should, right? Can you tell? I should meditate. I I I'm always thinking like I should be working. I should be doing something to further my business because for me healing is getting my kids back, to getting to the position financially that I can provide for them to be their, you know, to be their father instead of a visitor. Right now I'm a visitor. I only can only visit legally, and I got to go back and listen to Dr. Jubb's recent interviews because he talks a lot about this, and he's such a genius without saying it outright. He's teaching me how to navigate this situation. So I probably don't need any money to be their father. I'm too hard on myself. Yeah. Maybe maybe my dad did that to me being a military man. It's like discipline. Carry a big stick, whip the horse into shape, but Meditation will help with that. I'm gonna be honest. I probably am not gonna start, but maybe you can convince me. You can convince me, AOC. I think we only got time for maybe one more story. Wait, are we still? What are we doing here? Where did that story go? Sorry. Are you too hard on yourself? What's your sign? Are you like an Aries or something? 9 hours a day. Wow. Wow. 9 hours a day in front of the computer. That's the world, right? In the office, we're criticizing kids, and then we go to school and become a computer engineer and talk to people on Zoom. Well, Lundos, you're a Marine. Of course you're gonna agree. Not everybody is a soldier, and not everybody has to be a soldier. You could be cut from a different cloth, but everybody is a color in the rainbow, and they have to appreciate everyone. Some people are bakers, some people are farmers, some people are, well, you have doctors in the military, but some people are, professors. Start small. If you just meditate for 3 to 5 minutes to start. Where is that yoga pose? Here you go. I got Yoga Nidra, 20-minute guided meditation. What do you think about that? They said don't do it if you're depressed. Oh my God, Rick. It's brutal. Um, a Marine's not a soldier? Really? Hold on. Why? Because the soldier's on foot and Marine's in the water? I'm going to Google this. Marines aren't called soldiers because they aren't in the army. Okay, I see. Each branch of the military has its own mission, training, history, uniform, and esprit de corps. Why are Marines not called soldiers? Okay. A Marine is not a soldier because they're part of the Navy. Aha. So, soldiers of the sea. So, a Marine is a Marine. A Marine's a Marine. You're not a sailor, right? Even though you're part of the Navy, technically. Cool, cool. Oh, AOC, you near Camp Pendleton? Oh boy, you might be a CIA plant yourself. Holy, welcome to the program. Well, no judgment. As long as you're part of the team, as long as you're gonna forward the mission, I appreciate you. I train with a lot of soldiers. Look at Lundos. He's welcome here, and he's always giving me ish. Yeah, you see? Who are you telling to shut up? Don't tell AOC to shut up. We welcome. We're welcoming AOC to the stream. You wouldn't leave if I told you anyway, so I'm not even gonna bother. Let's do another story though. Um, Hold on. Let's see. This is a really long story. Holy, look at this. Oh no, those are the comments. All right. I'm just, part of my original plan was to get the Master Luki program in the schools, get the Master Luki program in the prisons, health, food, and fitness for everyone. Not treated as humans. Critics say, "Oh wow, speaking of the prisons, holy, look at the timing." Me? Shut up. Okay. I'm literally speaking to you on a camera. How could you tell me to shut up? It's divine synchronicity. As I say, I want to get Master Luki program in the prisons. We got a story about Arkansas neglects inmates' health. I went to jail for 8 days, and the food there was horrendous, and it totally messed with my brain. And who sends me the stories? I told you. I don't know. I looked up the area code of the phone number, and it came out to be a ghost base in Louisiana. Louisiana abandoned military base.
Well, some Bywater residents are breathing a sigh of relief tonight as the city prepares to fully secure and officially close the old naval base site. While some say it's a step in the right direction, others say it's a small piece of a much larger conversation on the affordable housing crisis in New Orleans. It's a problematic piece of property, the abandoned naval base at the edge of the Bywater.
A lot of dangerous things happen there and stuff like that,
But soon, city officials will clean out the 1 million square foot property and close it up for good.
It's a threat to the neighborhood.
John Guarneri, president of the Bywater Neighborhood Association, says they've dealt with problems stemming from the property for more than 10 years. Today, it's a shelter for many homeless people, and he says it's unsafe.
With this sweep will also be other questions as to what happens with the people that are living there and how is the property going to be secured.
But he's hopeful many of his questions will be answered by city officials and developers.
The development is really contingent upon HUD financing, and there's historic tax credits that will come into play. So all those pieces have to really fall into place.
Anyway, that's the area where the messages are coming from, and so in my schizo brain, I called it a military project, Blue Agate, Project Blue Agate. So it's a secret military program, kind of like what they did to Jim Morrison to make him a celebrity, and they want me to become a voice of the people on the internet. What was I in jail for? So basically what happened was I had issues with my ex-wife about the raising of our children, and I yelled at her for giving them junk food. I was the primary care provider for the first 5 years of their lives, and so I made everything from scratch with organic ingredients because I had UFC money. They were never sick. They only got the sniffles when they were overfed and under-rested, and when they were that young, they were very happy and healthy and just smiling all the time, and it was paradise because she's a teacher and I had them from sun up to sundown. Then when she came home from work, I went to the gym. So it was just amazing, and it really hurt me when she gave them junk food because they changed. And I remember the first time it happened. It was at a birthday party and she gave them pizza. And they became different. It was noticeable because this was 5 years of me with them all day, every day. My children, my blood, my best friends. and I knew them, and I could tell every little thing about them because they were so simple and innocent. And I yelled at her, and she got an order of protection against me. You know, I kind of fast forwarded. We were still together at this birthday party, but it didn't get better after that, and it only got worse. And I was going through symptoms of mild traumatic brain injury, so I could have dealt with the situation better if I knew. But anyway, I'm trying to get to the point here. She got an order of protection on me, and I freaked out, and I made YouTube videos yelling at the judge, criticizing the judge, cursing, and just acting crazy. This was when I first started streaming. I wasn't on YouTube streaming. I was streaming on other platforms, but I was uploading videos to YouTube. I was shy, and I drank gin to reduce my anxiety to be able to stream and to kind of like get up for the show. And it made me look and act crazy. And anyway, the judge thought that me making videos was a violation of the order of protection. And because I also cursed at the judge, you know, she came down hard on me. Put out a warrant for contempt of court, which was a Class B felony. The sheriff's department called me. I was out on the east end of Long Island at my girlfriend at the time's place, and they said, "You got to come in. There's a warrant." I said, "Really? For making YouTube videos? There's no way. I'm not coming in." I went on the run for 8 days. I ended up in New Jersey the next state over. They were just looking everywhere for me. And they finally got me when a friend of mine turned me in. He came to pick me up, and as soon as I got in the car, like a block later, the police were on our tail. So either they were tailing him without knowing, or they had gotten to him, and you know, he arranged for that or whatever. Anyway, I was on the run for 8 days. I was in jail for 8 days. It was a Class B felony violation. Contempt of court. I never hurt anybody. I was never physically violent to anybody. Newsday, which is the local newspaper, said that I threatened my ex-wife, but I didn't. All I did was say on YouTube that I was going to get my kids back. And I was talking about, you know, getting them back legally, being their father again, instead of having no rights. Dr. Job's going to be on my ass for talking like this. Going over the same thing over and over. But you're new here. I'll do that for you, AOC. I try to move on. And just be better. From mental health to physical well-being, states are required to care for those in their custody. Activists and some officials say Arkansas fails horribly. Ribbit. Oh yeah, so yeah, the food in jail, oh my God, terrible. Oof. They don't really treat these guys right. How are you gonna rehab somebody if you don't give them proper nutrition? That's something we should address. But I thought about it while I was in there, you know, and when I got out, I thought about how lonely I was, how much I wanted to connect with somebody, you know, from the outside, and I thought about, you know, I could go on a tour. I could bring my training method, because you don't need to fight to train martial arts. Is, you know, this body weight exercise. I know guys in jail, they get jacked anyway, but I just thought of ways that I could connect and help people. There's upward and onward. Yep. Upward and onward. You don't have to be sorry. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, AOC. Thanks. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. But yeah, it's unfortunate. The worst thing is what happened to my sons. If I could do it all over again, I would have stayed married, regardless of our other issues that I'm not going to talk about. My dad and mom did it right. They had troubles. They had, fights, and they stayed together for us, and they're still together today. They're coming up on probably 50 years, 40 years or something together. God bless. They found a way to make it. They don't make them like that anymore. I know you know. Sorry, I don't want to open a wound on you, but let's go back to the 50s, huh? Hot rods and leather jackets and greasy hair and skirts and doo-wop. Before the 60s. Before the Beatles ruined everything. Newsweek began examining criminal justice issues in Arkansas after reporting in January on the death of Larry. This is going to be the last story, guys. I made it to midnight. It's Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Hold on, let me put on this song here. We wish you a Merry Christmas, acoustic cover, male vocals. Whoops. Same with mine. I didn't measure up. What do you mean? Remember, I'm 30 seconds ahead of you. Yeah, it's gonna be time for my bed. I'm just gonna finish this story, okay? Because I started it. I'm gonna start what I finished. AOC. I'm gonna start what I finished. That's my oath. Subject of a federal lawsuit. This installment examines healthcare issues and how overcrowding and understaffing in jails and prisons across Arkansas is impacting care. Alright, well, the issue here is that jail is a business. And so they're looking for the bottom line. All the people that work in the jail, whether they have good intentions or not, they're taking orders down from an entity which is not human, and that's the corporation. The corporation which is running the jail system and not caring about quality. Oh, your parents still together? Oh, God bless. That makes you marriage material. Don't give up, AOC. Don't give up. That's something that is a desirable attribute in a long-term partner, is that the parents are still together. You didn't come from a broken home. Maybe your ex did. And I'm not saying it was his fault or her fault or your fault or anyone's fault. I'm sure there's multiple factors that contributes to all relationships breaking up. But if that's something you want to end up married again or in a long-term relationship or whatever, I don't even know what I'm saying, but don't feel bad. Congrats on your parents. Sounds like, yeah, with the little that I've seen you type, it sounds like maybe even are still close with them. Maybe you're gonna see them for Christmas. I hope you have a nice Christmas. Lundos, I hope you have a nice Christmas as well. What are you doing? Are you coming back to New York? Are you gonna stay in the boonies over there? You gonna give a present to the bear that comes on your property? You gonna put a fish in a wrap a fish in a box and leave it out for your neighbor or bear, the bear? Oh, I got my dad some homemade white chocolate. I made it on stream. My sons are getting cash. My mom is getting a 5-pound bag of pistachios. My brother is getting a plastic sword for his Shredder costume for when we go to the cosplay bar next month or whenever. He's going to be Master Shredder. I'm going to be a foot soldier from the Ninja Turtles. You're going to see your mom in the city. Cool. Enjoy. AOC, we'll see you. I'm not gonna talk about the prison system anymore. I think I went over that. Let's end. Now, I don't want to get a copyright strike, but I think we'll be okay with these acapella. Let's see, maybe Matt Johnson will be cool. What do you think? We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Yeah. Let's go. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
The tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year.
Got something